Hey, Stolen Cousins. So, you see, we're a minute in. I was trying to start. Oh, my bad. You already know what time it is. Animated horror stories. Animated horror stories. Doom, 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 doom. I was having technical difficulties a little while ago. Seeing that just gets you on stream, you know? Stream is gone now because I don't know what was causing the technical difficulties, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get up into it. We at Mr. Creepy's house. As I always say, feel free to go and support them on their channel. Watch what they uploaded, recently, because we dig deep and we new here. So we 5 months deep. So we trying to figure out what's happening over here. And we be enjoying it so far. They be cutting up for real, all these spooky twists and turns and here nor there's and everything like that. So let's hop right on into it. It is three wedding horror stories. Wedding love is what they put in there. It says horror stories, horror stories too scared to forget. Too scared to forget. I'm sure that's what they meant. At the beginning, they always say the following stories are inspired loosely based on true events. All characters' events taking place in this video fictic are fictic. Oh my god, fictional. There we go. Spit it out. In reality, no one was hurt mentally or physically. At the bottom, it says if you was a child, get your ass up off this video. I don't know what their videos are set to, but I know my videos are set to grown and grown as hell. So you shouldn't even be up over here. You shouldn't be watching none of this. You shouldn't. But that's neither here nor there. I know you grown. You grown with me. As I was saying, before we got rude, so rudely interrupted, I appreciate my stolen cousin for suggesting Mr. Creepy. We have been enjoying it over here. If you don't know which cousin I'm talking about, hop your ass in the comments and find out, because she's there all the time. We be a kiki keying. As I said before, I got like 4 cousins. I be a kiki keying what in the comments. And I appreciate y'all so very much. Thank you. I have enough people so where I should be talking to more of y'all, but I don't mind talking to the 4 of you I am talking to. Other than that, please grab a blunt, grab a bottle of water, a bag of chips, and a blanket, please. The 4 B's. Let's get on into it. Hopefully, I don't do the same thing as I did before, because I am not for real.
There's a question that almost every girl asks herself at least once before tying the knot. Is this man you're gonna spend the rest of your life with a worthy one? He might turn out to be not that ideal, not that naive, not that caring, or not that crimeless. Sometimes your biggest decision may have you pay for that with your own life.
Crazy as hell.
Quinn and Jackson had been together for 2 years. Jax was a grown man who took good care of his girlfriend all the time, but he was a bit old-fashioned. When they just started to get to know each other, he even asked her if she was a virgin. Although Quinn was a little annoyed, she was more impressed by his massive fortune. She decided to make him love and propose to her at any cost.
Make him is crazy.
Will you marry me? Finally, he said the words she had always been waiting for. Jackson asked her to marry him. Quinn nodded without thinking. And about a week later, Jackson made all the plans for their wedding and invited her to his suburban mansion. Wow, it's gorgeous! She marveled at her fiancé's old mansion. Come in here. Jackson led her up to her room. You will stay here until the wedding day. Then he left and let her stay in the room. Quinn opened the wardrobe
Okay.
and noticed an old wedding dress. Wow, it looks magnificent, she said while touching the fabric. The dress had a luxurious vintage style with a special design. It must be expensive. But she quickly put it down because Jackson hadn't told her anything about the wedding dress. That night after dinner, Quinn couldn't find her fiancé anywhere.
Cause you ain't
She
gonna see
called
his
him,
ass until the
but
wedding
before
day.
she could say
His
anything,
old-fashioned
he said,
ass.
"Don't stay up late, honey. Can't wait till the wedding tomorrow." And then he hung up, leaving the bride so confused. Quinn went around the mansion looking for her fiancé and finally found him in a room. Looking through the gap in the door, she saw Jackson staring at a picture of a very beautiful woman. Who is
that
she? Her
that's his
heart
mama?
skipped a beat, but she
Or the woman
quietly
that,
returned to her room. There was
ex-fiance,
nothing to worry
ex-wife?
about, she thought. After tomorrow, she would become the lady of this mansion, and nothing could stop her. I'll see you soon. That night,
You
Quinn
sacrificed
couldn't
her.
sleep. She had a creepy feeling
being
as if
sacrificed,
someone
bitch.
was watching her.
All because you want to
But
be a
when she
gold-digging
opened
hoe.
her eyes, there was nothing, and the voices were completely gone. She suddenly felt something rough and cold caressing her cheek. Quinn panicked when she saw a woman with a horrible face as a mummy and wearing a wedding dress.
Trying to kill you.
She closed her eyes and screamed in fear. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
I heard her.
She kept mumbling, feeling nothing happening. Quinn
Bitch,
opened
get out
her
the house
eyes
now.
and realized that
It don't
the
take that
woman
much for you
was
not
gone.
to get married.
Hearing the scream, Jackson rushed into her room. What happened?
You know what the
Jackson
fuck
panicked
happened.
when
Your
he
real
saw
wife
Quinn curled
came
up
in here
on
and
the
tried to
bed
snatch her
and
up.
shivering. Quinn, calm down. Jackson hugged her, and after a while she came back to normal. Jackson, the woman, who is she? Quinn said, still trembling. All right, there's
Love of
no
his
woman
life.
here to see you. Maybe it was just a nightmare.
Love of his
Okay,
life.
now go back to bed. It's almost dawn. Once again, he left Quinn alone in the room. She tossed and turned for a while, then drifted off to sleep.
You're being sacrificed.
The next morning, she was awakened by Jackson's voice. Hey, baby, wake up. She awoke dimly to see Jackson holding the wedding dress in his hand.
The same one
It's
that the woman was
time.
wearing in my
Jackson
nightmare?
smiled at her.
You's a
He
liar.
helped her put the wedding dress on. This is my family's heirloom
You're
wedding
not even
dress.
supposed to see her
It's
in the dress.
beautiful, isn't it? Quinn was very happy. So it was prepared for me? She thought.
No, bitch, it
But
was
then the
passed
smile
down
on her
to
face
you.
disappeared because she suddenly remembered something. Her
Yes.
face turned pale.
Yes, that's the dress old girl
This
was wearing.
dress, the
In your
woman last
nightmare.
night. Jackson, she wore this. What happened to her? Tell me who she is.
Boy, you never know.
Quinn burst into tears as she also recalled the picture in his room. She must be someone important to you, she said in tears.
You only want my
Jackson
money. You don't
came
even
over
really
and
care.
took her in his arms. Quinn fainted right after that.
Oh! Fainted
She
immediately
woke up
after?
to find herself tied on a bed. Beside her was the mummy of a woman. It was the ghost last night.
What'd I
Quinn
say?
burst into tears and kept
Being
begging.
sacrificed.
Let me out, please. What are you doing? Jackson gently caressed her cheek. It'll be fine. You will bring my wife back to life.
What'd I
And I
say?
will be very grateful.
What'd I
Then
say?
he kissed the mummy.
On the mouth?
See you soon, honey. Jackson
Ew.
pulled out a knife.
Oh!
I don't want to die.
Oh! Not stabbing because he stabbed. Not Owen because he stabbed her. Watch it not work. Because She said that she would make him fall in love and marry her at any cost possible because of his money. Meaning, old boy asks, "Are you a virgin?" Trying to match everything down to his wife, and this bitch is different. Or do you have to sacrifice a virgin in order to get your wife back? Neither here nor there. Let's
Please,
go.
I need. Jackson pulled out a knife. Please, I don't want to die.
I don't care.
She sobbed while Jackson cut her hand and dripped the blood onto the lips of the corpse.
Oh.
Instantly, Quinn's whole body began to shake while her veins
Oh.
turned black under the skin. Jackson held her tightly, like he was so used to this.
Oh. How many people have you tried this with?
The
That's
blood
it?
ran
Okay.
out,
Good
and
shit.
the
Good
girl
shit, dog. Good
woke
shit.
up. But she was no longer Quinn. The spirit of Jackson's deceased wife took over her body.
Oh.
They hugged each other. Finally, I get to see you again.
But it's not her. That's the end? Okay. We'll accept it. We'll accept it.
Catherine and I got married after only a month of dating. We were so
Oh, that's
determined
ridiculous.
about that, even though my parents objected and refused to attend the wedding.
Because
To
what are
me
y'all
at that
doing?
time, the only thing that mattered was that Catherine loved me and nothing could separate us forever.
whose idea was it?
Our wedding was held at her house. It was a huge and majestic mansion. I was ready
Good
to
idea.
leave the dressing room. It was also the first time I got to meet family. They were her mother and her grandmother.
Welcome you, Williams.
Her.
Her mother nodded to me slightly.
Relax, baby. You'll be all right with my family.
Catherine
No.
comforted me when she saw me worried.
Get up out
During
there.
her wedding, I noticed the strange attitude of her family members. They didn't smile even when talking to me, and it made me feel cold.
Boy, they
After
don't
the
like
party,
you, just like
I got
your
a
family
headache
don't
after
like her.
drinking a lot. I returned to my room while my wife, Catherine, was still at the party. I decided to take a short nap before she got back. But when I had just loosened my tie, I was startled by a woman standing in the corner of the room.
Oh,
My God, Mrs. Smith!
what the fuck is
My
you doing
heart
up in
beat
here?
wildly. What are you doing here? I walked towards her. She didn't say anything, but kept glaring at me, which made me feel a bit scared. Mrs. Smith? I stepped back. I saw her hand holding a walking stick that was shaking violently. Pieces of the floor seemed to almost break under the force. Her eyes became more scary.
Honey?
Catherine's voice startled me to turn around, and when I turned back, Mrs. Smith was gone. I quickly ran
Divorce.
to the corner of the room
Divorce.
and found that no one was there.
Divorce.
Are you
Same
okay?
day.
Catherine asked me. Maybe I was a bit hungover. I stammered because I couldn't explain
Hungover?
what just
you mean
happened.
Just drunk.
Catherine took my hand, and we both left the room. Where are we going?
To sleep.
I asked as she led me down the long hallway.
To dinner. This is an important Smith family ritual.
Catherine explained. We went to a strange room. There was a table, and Catherine's mother and grandmother were already sitting there and staring at me. When I sat down, Mrs. Smith began to say,
This is the final step to welcome the new member.
I don't
want
want to be in the family that bad, bro.
After
My
this
mom and dad wasn't even
ceremony,
here.
Your body and your soul will belong to the Smith family.
I don't want
forever.
that. I don't want
as soon
that.
as Mrs.
I just
Smith
wanted to be
finished,
married.
Catherine's mother brought a glass of liquid and gave it to me.
Drink it, and you will be purified.
I don't want to do
Mrs. Smith said. I
Thank you.
shyly looked at Catherine while she was excitedly smiling at me. What is this? I asked curiously.
Drink it!
Mrs. Smith
No,
growled.
don't drink
From the
it. You
beginning,
don't know what the fuck it is.
everything was very strange.
And now this bitch is
Our
hollering at you
wedding
to
was
drink
attended
it.
by very few people, and the odd and cold glazes of the two women. Then the sudden appearance of Mrs. Smith in the room.
And now she's
Things
trying to
were
have you
really
drink something
odd.
nasty.
Mrs. Smith seemed to lose her patience and wanted to force me to drink that cup. Unfortunately, I spilled it on the floor.
Good shit.
The liquid spilled over the floor and created a fizzing reaction. Only then did I notice that there were strange drawings on the floor, like a
Oh,
very large red circle.
another sacrifice.
Everyone was shocked by my actions. As for me, I
You
knew
got up?
I was in danger
Get
and
your
I
ass up out of
had to
there?
get out of here.
Good shit.
Get him!
Get
Mrs.
out!
Smith growled. Catherine and her mother immediately turned violent. They ran after me while clutching their shining axes. I immediately turned around and ran. I had to run for my life. I finally lost them and then managed to hide behind the door while still hearing their footsteps echoing in the hallway.
We sacrificed your grandfather, your father, now your husband.
Catherine's mother rang out.
If we don't finish the ritual ahead of time, we'll lose everything. Our magic, and even our beauty. I'm trying.
Catherine was impatient.
All right. We'll have to find it before dawn.
Catherine's mother said. Hearing this, I was so scared that I almost cried out. I stepped back.
So, this little story is based on an actual movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's like, I want it. Is it hide and seek? I don't know, because they were playing hide and seek. Or they were doing it, but it was just vice versa. It was the husband's family instead of the wife's. And it was like basically the same thing, but not beauty, but like fortune. Hide and seek. I think it's more or less of if you win, everything's good, peaches and cane. If you're not, you gotta die. I think somebody gotta die. I think, you know. I'll try to just like look up man and woman gets married. Family start hunting her in the house. You know, cause it's basically the same thing, and it was a whole lot of. I wonder how this.
Unexpectedly making a noise, two women immediately ran over. They raised their axes to stop the
What noise
noise.
did you make?
Almost cried out. I stepped back, unexpectedly making a
Oh,
noise. Two women
cry back.
immediately ran over. They raised their axes to slash at me. Luckily, I dodged, but fell to the floor, and my leg became excruciatingly painful.
Yes, like
Catherine slowly walked towards me with the axe.
Please, Catherine,
kick her.
don't do that!
Kick her.
I begged her in tears, but she ignored my words. Only then did I realize that the two women in front of me both looked so old and
You gotta kick
crumbled.
her.
She swung the axe towards me. I once again dodged, but still got hurt. When her mother raised the axe, I was able to grab the candle holder on the floor and swing it at her.
Oh!
During the
shit.
chaos, I
Fight
used
back.
all my strength to run away from the house. Flames flared behind. I could hear
Oh.
Catherine's angry screams,
You set
but
the bitch
I
on fire.
didn't dare to look back. I kept running until reaching the main road, and then a man gave me a ride away. Luckily, I managed to escape that place before I became a sacrifice for that family. Luckily, I managed to escape that place before I became a sacrifice for that family.
Oh, but you married, so like, do y'all? Do you get some stuff, or is it like a fake marriage? You know what I mean? Like, was it just like a ruse? Was everything fake? Everything was for fake. Nothing was for true. You know what I mean? Or like, is it true shit? And because you accidentally, you killed her mama, her granny, and her, you get the fortune and everything because y'all got married. Oh, it might have to be legal. She said we killed your granddaddy, your pappy, and now we gotta kill your man too. But someone has to be lying. You don't have to kill them right away. Obviously, y'all gotta conceive and have a child because for it to be 3 generations, y'all ain't just grabbing people from nowhere. Talk about some this your granny. Okay, let's go. Honeymoon. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Finally, Madison accepted Logan's proposal and the wedding rushed in.
Hey, this blonde woman is getting, is going through it, ain't she? She died twice now. She died in the first one and got possessed. She died in the second one, got burnt up trying to sacrifice him, and now she up in this one. They just keep reincarnating her. They need to get a brunette.
After the wedding, they went...
Nope, never mind. The brunette was dead, and she came back to life as the blonde.
To Jackson, Wyoming to enjoy their sweet honeymoon. The homestay owner, Grayson, who was a widower, was very friendly and warmly welcomed the couple. Grayson led the couple to the accommodation, and after talking with Madison for a while, the owner suddenly burst into tears, making them confused.
Bro, why are you crying?
It's nothing. I'm just getting emotional.
So obviously.
Grayson gave the couple the key and talked a little about the homestay's rules.
If you two need anything, just call me and I'll be around.
The homeowner just cried.
He said before
And then
leaving.
didn't even tell me no
Now there was only the
crying.
couple staying in the beautiful lakeside wooden house. That night, they had a romantic dinner by the lake. The newlyweds ate steak while enjoying the moment. Madison suddenly felt a chill run down her spine, but behind her was nothing but the trees which were swaying in the wind. Honey, what's wrong? Logan worried.
I think someone is watching us.
Madison said. Grayson said it's rare for a couple to have a honeymoon in this season. So we're alone. There aren't any others here. Logan reassured his wife. Maddie moved next to her husband, but something made her feel insecure.
Everywhere.
At midnight, Madison suddenly woke up feeling cold, so she went close to the window. It was dark and quiet outside. She could hear the rustling of leaves and the sound of animals from the forest. Feeling a shiver, she quickly closed the window. Suddenly, Madison was startled by a figure peeking around the tree. The shadow just stood there, staring at Madison, making her totally in shock. Madison reassured herself that maybe she was imagining it, so she pulled the curtain down and then lifted it again. The shadow disappeared.
I've been thinking too much.
That would have let me know that
She
she's
thought,
definitely there.
and quickly went back to bed.
Because if it's just a shadow, if it's just, a figure in the dark, it would stay there and not move. If it moves, then it was somebody or some demon.
The night
Stop playing with
faded.
me.
Madison's scream jolted Logan awake. The floor was covered with muddy footprints, stretching from the door to the bathroom. Don't worry, darling. I'm here for you. Logan hugged his wife to comfort her, but his face couldn't hide the nervousness. He quickly informed Grayson and called the police. After investigating, the police determined that while the couple was sleeping, a stranger had broken into the house and left these traces. Nothing was lost, but their belongings were scattered around. The couple didn't find anything odd except Maddie's strange feeling of someone in the woods watching them. The police informed that the footprints were not clear enough to confirm the identity of the intruder. So after reminding the couple to be careful, the police also quickly left.
Please, accept my apologies.
No.
Grayson said
You
sadly,
nasty, weird
I
bastard.
didn't expect this.
Don't worry.
It's you.
It wasn't too serious anyway.
It was.
Madison said to the owner as she felt a bit better now.
Thank you.
Grayson
Don't thank me.
earnestly took Madison's hand. To compensate for that incident, Grayson suggested the couple stay in another homestay and it would be completely free.
No.
The new homestay had a better door lock. It was located on a hill and not near the forest, so the couple felt much safer. Grayson also guaranteed that if there were any problem, he would come immediately. Even so,
He keeps
Madison
saying
still
that.
felt uneasy.
So
After
when
a
you all
romantic
just go
dinner
home,
and some
I
slow
understand it's
dances,
your honeymoon,
the couple soon
but
got
after that
tired
first situation,
and went to
no.
bed early to prepare for tomorrow's outing. In the middle of the night, Madison suddenly woke up, perhaps because she was still nervous. Even a small sound would startle her.
Logan?
She called out to her husband softly.
I think someone is trying to break in the house.
Her voice trembled. Even though Logan wasn't fully awake, he still went outside to check to reassure his wife. Madison sat shivering in bed
You ain't going
and
up?
waited for him.
Logan!
Oh,
Madison
girl,
was
you
scared
was
and
sleepy.
rushed out. Oh my God! Logan was lying on the floor.
Someone hit him.
She rushed towards him, but before she could do anything,
Someone hit your
a
ass
figure
too?
stopped her.
Grayson?
Madison was
stupid ass
startled and
nasty ass
stepped back in
Grayson.
fear. Grayson walked slowly toward her with a roll of duct tape in his hand.
Be prepared to fight him.
What do you want?
Hit him with
Her
the lamp.
voice
That's
shook
right
with
next to you.
fear.
From the first moment I met you,
You
I
nasty
saw
bitch.
my wife in you. You two really look so much alike.
Grayson calmly said. Madison backed away in fear until she reached the
He
wall,
reincarnated
tears
this
welling
woman.
up in her eyes.
Don't cry, Maddie. Your beautiful eyes can't be swollen.
Grayson wiped
No.
the tears from her cheek.
Hit him
He
with
leaned
something.
closer to smell the scent of her hair.
Hit him with
God,
something, you
even
stupid
her
bitch.
scent was similar to that of his deceased wife.
Ow, he's a fucking lie. He's lying.
Please,
He's lying.
let us go.
Madison begged and
Your
cried,
husband.
but
got
Grayson
hit
didn't
one
care
time.
at all.
I just want you here with me.
Girl,
Grayson
you need to
said.
defend
Then
yourself.
he touched her cheek, making Madison feel even more disgusted. But
Ew,
her
you
limbs
need to
were
hit him
petrified.
in the
She
jump.
could not run or resist.
Hit him in the
Just when
jump.
Grayson was about to tie her up, Logan appeared in time
With
and
the
hit
lamp!
Grayson's head with the lamp, knocking
that?
him to
Just
the
like
floor.
I said, you
He
should have been
managed
grabbed that
to
lamp.
pull his wife away from the
Good shit,
horrifying
Logan.
homestay.
You should have got up faster. You only got hit like
After
one
being
time.
caught by the police,
I understand you was
Grayson
sleepy,
finally
but still.
confessed it all. His wife
Do
died
better.
due to domestic violence, and since then, he had
What?
always been obsessed with women who looked like his wife. From the moment he first met Madison, he had thought of kidnapping and possessing her, but the plan failed.
You stupid bastard. His wife died due to domestic violence. Meaning he killed her. Like, you killed your wife due to domestic violence and you're trying to steal someone else's wife and put her through domestic violence? Boy, you dumb as hell. Take your ass to jail. Now, not later. Today, not tomorrow. Cause, like, what? What? Story 2. They was really trying to hunt that man and kill him and sacrifice him. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all killed her pappy and her grandpappy. Y'all don't love these niggas. Y'all don't love y'all men. Y'all just love y'all raggedy ass selves. And story one, that bitch, truth be told, we knew something bad was gonna happen to her. She's a gold digger. She said she was a gold digger. She was only after his money, and look at that. He was only after your body, and not in a sexual way. He literally wanted to sacrifice you to get his wife back. Crazy. He asked if she was a virgin so they wouldn't have to have intercourse. He's like, what? I'm not cheating on my wife with you, bitch. I want my wife. She's just dead. What? Another 3 for 3? What I say, Mr. Kirby been busting our heads lately? He got these stories. You see that one in the back. I'm gonna watch that one in the back for y'all. We gonna do it. Let me know which one was your favorite and how do you what? What one was your favorite? How do you feel about all of these? Chat with me in the comments. And until next time, you guys. Bye.